Number 18 is another one we're going to use a table on. Now this one has to do with speed and time and things like that. So the equation I want to use on this one is distance equals rate times time, since I'm talking about that. So I'm going to use that when I set up my table. Okay, so Chelsea left the White House and traveled towards the Capitol at 20 miles an hour. Jasmine left at the same time, opposite direction, at 30 miles an hour. Okay, so let's set up a table with distance, rate, and time. So I'm going to do the rate right here, and I'm going to do the time, and then I'm going to do D for distance over there. So that's the main setup of my table. I know that rate times time equals distance, so eventually I'll multiply these two columns together to get the answer over here on that side. Now what I'm told is I'm told two different rates. I got 20 miles per hour for Chelsea, and I have 30 miles an hour for Jasmine, and I have times for each one. Now the time's going to end up being the same here in this case. I don't know how much time it takes. It says how long before they were 100 miles apart. So I don't know what the time is for each one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. So since I have these two columns complete, what I'm now ready to do is I'm ready to multiply across and get the expression for distance. I'm going to get 20t here and 30t for that one. So the question is, okay, well what do we use the 100 for? Okay, well if they're 100 miles apart, so Chelsea travels this amount, 20t, and Jasmine goes this distance. Now if I add these two together, that should add up to 100, and that's how you can do it. One person goes this way a certain distance, another person goes that way a certain distance. They may not be the same. Okay, but I know that total, that this amount's going to end up being 100. So one person goes that way, one person goes this way, and those two added together should equal 100. That's kind of the idea how this is working here. So I need to come up with these expressions, because that way I can add them together and have it equal 100. So the rate for each one there, time for each one, each individual person, I don't know what their individual time is, but I do know what their expression is for distance. So I'm going to do 20t plus 30t is going to equal 100. And then I can just go ahead and solve that. I have like terms there. 20 plus 30 is 50, so 50t equals 100. And if I divide both sides by 50, I get time is equal to 2 hours. So this is not asking for the time of each one. It's asking how long will it take until they're 100 miles apart. You just put that as your final answer. It takes them 2 hours before their distance between them, as one person's going this way, one person going that way. 2 hours later, that's how far their distance is going to be, 100 miles. So your final answer right here, 2 hours.